Today I'm talking to you about the ZIIP HALO and the ZIIP GX. So ZIIP just came out with a new version of their devices and it's called the HALO. It is physically different, as well as its capabilities are a little bit different. They also redesigned the app so that it is compatible with both. Long story short, if you have the GX, you might want to consider upgrading for the HALO. Okay, so let's get into my GX just briefly. I do have a review with a lot more details on this device on my YouTube channel. You can find it linked below. This has come out in a couple of versions, and those versions were just aesthetically different. It was either silver or gold. So the GX and the OX. And this one comes preloaded with a specific treatment, and it does basically everything that the HALO does, but it's aesthetically different. It is heavier, the probes are larger and they don't protrude out as much. It's also made of this plastic material, like the casing is plastic. I have had to replace mine because the nodes were getting some corrosion. I was doing the problem solver treatment a lot, and they told me that that causes that because of the contact and the current on your skin. I'm not sure why. It is disappointing that that happened, but so I stopped using that treatment altogether because I thought it's not worth it, you know, to have to replace my ZIIP. So it hasn't affected it at all since I stopped using it, and that's like the only really troubleshooting I've had to do with this device. Other than that, you know, I used it on my wedding day. I have used it consistently on and off, meaning that I've used it consistently for a long period of time and then stopped using it and then began again, because it's kind of like once you pick it up, you have to keep going at it for you to see any results. It can act like instant gratification, and a couple of other treatments can act as an instant facial, let's say, if you have a night out, things like that, where you want to look a little bit more lifted. It does have an immediate effect, but the lasting effect when you use it consistently is there's a lot more payoff to that, and you definitely want to stick to that if you are going to invest in it. So yeah, I think other than that, the output on the HALO is a little bit stronger. You're definitely gonna feel the waves of the microcurrent a lot more intensely on the HALO than on this device. It also depends on the gel you use, so they've also reformulated the gel. And now they've reformulated as well as repackaged. This packaging was kind of like glass on the bottom and a plastic lid. This is all plastic and it's this chrome finish, and it's just called the Electrocomplex Conductive Gel. And it definitely doesn't have nearly as long of an ingredient list as the previous gels. So the HALO is completely redesigned. It is a little bit smaller. The ZIIP devices side by side, as you can see, this one is just sleeker and smaller. It also is a little bit shorter and lighter. It has a different like ergonomic feeling to it. Similar, but a little bit different. The probes are a little bit smaller in diameter, but they protrude more from the side. And then the power buttons have changed location. So this one used to be here on the top. Now this is on the inside of the device. This material is like that soft touch matte type of material that's kind of like rubberized. I don't love that because it does get really dirty really easily, and like it can cling onto all kinds of like fuzz and dust and things like that. So I mean, you just have to keep it clean a lot more often. Mine did come with a few, I don't know if they're cosmetic imperfections, but I have let the ZIIP team know to see if it's safe to continue to use it. which is definitely a bummer, but there is a slight gap on one of the probes, and I just don't know if it's if it's safe for me to use. I'm sure it's just fine, but I wanted to point it out that it didn't come picture perfect. Then the other thing is kind of like the prompts that you get are a little bit different. So this one vibrates more intently to let you know to move to the, the next movement, as well as the light is all around the edge, whereas it used to just glow on the bottom. So those are like the main aesthetic differences. Definitely a lot different to look at, and feeling wise. I feel like this is a little bit lighter, so it makes it more travel friendly. And then the top casing here, it just makes it feel a little bit more luxe. So although the brand claims that this has the same output as the previous device at 400 amps, I find that it is a lot more intense feeling. I don't know if the gel maybe changed and it has a lot more conductivity with the electricity that is coming out of the ZIIP, but it feels a lot more intense on the skin. The spasms that my muscles do are a lot more evident and apparent. And it just feels, it doesn't zap or anything, but it just feels like it's pulling more intensely. If you are familiar with the ZIIP, you know that this has microcurrent as well as nanocurrent, and this is what sets it apart from something like the NuFace. The microcurrent is the current that you actually feel on your face. It provides a lifted appearance, it smooths lines, provides, definition on your angles and your bone structure. So it really just hugs the face and lifts and sculpts. Now, nanocurrent is something that is kind of like in sync with the body's electricity, so you don't really feel it, but it charges the skin and the cells. It works on a deeper level, and it provides differences, for example, in skin tone, like pigmentation correction, just like giving a more overall glow from within look. It helps with refining texture as well. Just overall gives a smoother appearance to the skin, and that kind of like really healthy glow. I just am so hydrated and I maybe came back from vacation kind of glow. So that really makes all the difference with using this device consistently. So I'll usually use the ZIIP maybe 3 times a week, but you can definitely use it a lot more often if you enjoy it. There's treatments as fast as like I think a minute, probably up to 10 or 12 minutes. One of my favorites is the Founder's Favorite, which used to be Sensitive Energize, and it is all nanocurrent, and it just really helps give the skin kind of like that balance, and really even on the 3rd day after I've done it, it really holds over, and it's like one of my favorite things to do when I know that I'm gonna be having like a tough week or something like that. I think one of my favorite things about this device is the obviously the way that the app is designed. It's really user friendly, and Melanie does a great job guiding you through the process and just chatting the way through. It's just really enjoyable. It's not annoying. You don't ever feel rushed. And it's just like such a joy to use and feels super luxurious. I love using it. I am really excited to see how the results differ in the long run. And I know that for a fact this is more powerful than the GX, but I feel like they don't want to disclose that so that people that just bought the GX are not upset. I don't want to say that the GX is not worth it. I think it's totally worth it, and it probably provides, if not the same, very similar results. But if you are up for an upgrade, or maybe you've had issues with your GX or OX, I think it's worth upgrading to this, because this is actually at a lower price point than the GX and OX was. So this is at $349 plus tax, depending wherever you are. I think that's a much more reasonable price point for what the device. Not that I wouldn't pay more for it, but I think it's a lot more reasonable for a lot of people that are looking to invest in a similar device, and it's comparable to other devices that are out there as far as price point, although I do feel like this is the best as far as, other than professional, let's say professional microcurrent devices or electrofacial devices that are at salons and things like that. I think for at-home use, this is the best and most powerful to use, most pretty to look at, most user-friendly, as well as the app. I think they have amazing customer service, and you know, the brand owner and founder is super educated, and I feel like they don't sway into, I don't want to say gimmicks, but you know, a lot of the other brands will like have multiple color variations and like different attachments, things like that. I think that you don't need any of that with this. You just have the one and done, and it's good enough for everything. And I love that about it. I love the simplicity about it. So yeah, this was my quick 2 cents about the Halo. I would definitely recommend that you upgrade if you have the budget for it, and if you have had your GX maybe for over 2.5 to 3 years, I think it would be a good time to upgrade. If you have just gotten it, if you can't return it, obviously, I think you can enjoy your GX and maybe save up for the Halo if you prefer the look of it. Or I don't know, I feel like I would only upgrade if my GX was really old, or if I really prefer the look of this device. Personally, if they hadn't sent it to me so kindly, I don't think I would have upgraded until maybe like Christmas time as a gift to myself, or my birthday, something like that. There is a discount if you use my code. Everything is linked in the description below, and let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to see more detailed reviews on any of the other treatments. I love all of them. The one that I consistently use the most is the Sculpt and Lift, and founder's favorite, as well as instant gratification right before I'm about to go somewhere, like for a big event or evening, or I want to look great for the day because I have like an important meeting or things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.